am excited to share with you a little bit about SEFI, which stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that I can walk you through how you can set up your own frequency, how you can scan to see what you need to add into your frequency, as well as some other things. So let me start sharing my screen and then we'll walk through it together and I'll kind of explain along the way. It's a lot easier when you're looking at it than me just blabbing on. So here we go. I'm sharing my screen. So when you are logged into your AOScan account, you will go ahead and click on the button down here that says SEFI. And once you're in here, I'm going to change this to be me. It's set to my daughter right now. So I'm going to search existing clients and search for myself. So here I am. Okay, so now I'm going to click on SEFI. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating a custom playlist. But for right now, before I do, I need to figure out what that playlist is going to entail. So first, I'm going to go into each of these sections underneath this Quantum SEFI section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Reach at first. Now, Reach will allow me to scan to see what I need. Okay, so this is going to scan for the frequency that I need under Reach. So I'm going to go ahead and scan. And it's good to do this every once in a while. You can do it daily if you want. You can do it once a week because at different times you're going to need different things. So right now it's saying that I need abundance. So I'm going to go ahead and pop down a note for abundance. I like to always just take note of these things. So then when I'm in creating my list, I can just refer to it. Now I can also take a peek and see if there's other ones that I want right this moment. So for instance, just abundance came up, but if I also want to align to abundance, wealth, and success, I can. And if there's any other ones that I want. So energetic clearing is a good one. If nothing specific comes up, it will just kind of clear out any kind of negativity. So I like to always pop that one on occasionally. But there's all kinds of good ones. So if you need to have a little bit more energy or focus, so I'm going to put energy on here as well. So that'll be good for that. But there's all kinds of different ones: immune support, stress, sleeping. So basically, there's success. So anything like that, you can pick and choose. The custom list will give you up to 15 different things. That's in all categories together. So I'm going to go ahead back to this main screen. That was just in Reach. So let's go ahead over to frequency. Now this one, you can't scan for things because this is stuff that you already know that you're having these issues, whatever they are. So if you click on this, you'll notice this list is pretty massive, and it's literally anything that you may already know you have. There's so many different ones. So I could literally pick anything that I wanted to. And of course, you can do these on an individual basis if you want, but I like to make the custom list so it includes many things at once. Oh, right here, motion sickness. I was just talking about this today, that we have our road trip this week as we are driving our daughter out to Utah for college. And I sometimes get motion sickness when I try to read while somebody else is driving. And we're going to be taking turns driving. And so I would like to get some work done. So I'm going to pop that one on there. Might as well, right? That'll be it for now. I don't need to get into it too much, but as you can see, there's a massive list here. So if there's certain things that you want help with, you can literally go through this list and pick out of that list. Let's go ahead, go back. So that was under frequency. Now we're going to go ahead into affirmations. This one also has a scan. So we're going to go ahead and scan. And it looks like unlimited creativity is one that I need right now. So that's awesome. And I am going to check to see if there's any other ones that I want to pop on here. I'll give myself an energy boost. All right, that's good for that. I'm just looking to see what I want to do. Again, I'm not picking anything. I'm just seeing which ones I want to be putting onto my master list. So I'm going to go back. Now we're going to go ahead under flowers, and I only look at the one that it comes up. So I'm going to scan it, see what it comes up that I need. And that's usually the only one I go with for the flowers, as well as the chakras when we get there. So it's saying Jarkanda. Never heard of that kind of flower before. This is a picture of it. And it is specifically connected with the emotion of being disconnected. So part of me feels disconnected. Maybe the fact that my daughter's leaving me. It'll be okay. All right, I'm gonna write that one down. And I always like to just make a note of these things anyway. That way I have a whole notebook of these that I set up. I'm not putting it in my notebook right now because it's in a different room. But I like to keep track in a notebook of all of these. So that way I can always like flip back and look to see what I have put on my list in the past and just keep track. Plus it's helpful so that when I'm creating my custom playlist, I can use that list. So now let's pop into chakras. We'll scan to see what chakra of mine needs some frequencies sent to it. Looks like third eye chakra. Okay. And then we're going to go back. So the next section is homeopathics. So I like to use my handy dandy ChatGPT. I like to use ChatGPT to find out the best homeopathics used because I'm learning from scratch about homeopathics and cell salts. I'm brand new to this personally, and so I'm learning myself. And so I like to ask ChatGPT for the best recommended homeopathics for certain things. So, for instance, if I want to find the best homeopathics for maybe energy and motion sickness and abundance, since those were the things that came up in doing my other searches, I'll go ahead and ask ChatGPT, what are the best homeopathic remedies for energy, abundance, and motion sickness that you recommend for me? Then I go ahead and send it. And I get a big long list of different ones. And so I'm not sure if I'll be able to put all of those on there because I can only do up to 15 in total. And with what we've already gone through before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm already up to 9. So let me pop, I'm gonna go back now. I'm gonna go ahead to my custom playlist. Since I have the list in front of me of the homeopathics, we're gonna go ahead and start creating the playlist. So what I'm gonna do is, because I want to make sure I'm under my name. These are my cats, but I want to make sure I'm under my name. I want to click the plus button because I'm creating a new playlist. And then I'm going to name this whatever I want. So I'm going to name this My Abundance, Energy, and Motion Sick List. There we go. Okay, so now I can start adding to it. So you'll notice that the sections down here are broken up into the same sections that we were doing the search for before. So when you go into reach, you'll notice all of the ones are here. So I'm going to click on abundance, as well as abundance, wealth, and success, and energetic clearing, and energy. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead down to the quantum frequency. And that was where I'm going to choose the motion sickness. Motion sickness. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead down under the affirmations. Unlimited creativity was the one that came up for me. There are, of course, other ones if I wanted to pick them. I think I was going to do the energy boost here. Yep. There we go. There's so many different ones. So, of course, if you're trying to improve your health, if there's some health issues that you're having, you want to make sure that you're picking and choosing the ones that are going to be good for you. I'm going to go ahead over to the flower, and I'm just going to pick the one that was recommended to me, which is that Jacaranda. Jacaranda? I don't know. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. And then to the chakras, and this was my third eye chakra. And then we get into the homeopathic. So I have my list of things, and I'm just going to use my little search tool on my computer. I prefer to do this on my computer just because of the search functionality. Oh, and it looks like ginseng is not on here, which is not a big deal. Sometimes they're not on here, so I just skip to the next one. It's not a big deal. All right, here we go. This is the one. So you want to make sure that it turns green. So yeah, it's not a big deal that some of them are not on here. I'm sure that there's different types of homeopathics. I'm just not 100% sure since I don't I'm, like I said, I'm new to this. So I just pop the ones on that I can find and then I move on. And if I have some left, then I add in the cell salts as well, which I didn't ask about because I didn't know if I was going to have enough to add to the 15. Let's see, light, medium, here's that one. Okay. It sounds terrible if you were to listen to the sound of these frequencies. And so you can actually either just mute your entire computer or mute the tab that's putting off these frequencies because it's still sending off the energetic frequency. You don't need to hear the sound. If you want to hear the sound, if you're listening to other things and it doesn't bother you to have the sound on, do it. It's not a big deal, but it does sound a little bit terrible. All right, tab it come. Must not let me click. I must have gone past the 15. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll all the way back up to the top. This time it's scrolling fast. Oh yeah, I did hit my 15. That's why it wouldn't let me select that last one. So that's okay. We're not gonna get into the cell salts. So then what I do is I click save. And then you'll notice that it has my little playlist now with all of these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up in my browser and I'm going to hit mute site just so that we're not listening to this out loud. And then what I like to do is just continuous broadcast. Then I just leave it on and it does its thing. It puts out the frequency so I can go about doing other things. So I actually like to do this first thing in the morning before I'm getting in the shower and doing other things where, so I just like, I do my inner voice, I do my mind sync, and so after I'm done doing those things, like listening to those things together, then I go ahead over and pop up either a playlist that I've already created, or I go through and scan and create a brand new playlist for the day, depending on what's going on and depending on how much time I have. And then I'll literally just start it running. And so that the frequencies are going off. Now, there are a few other things that you can do here in in SEFI. And so I'm going to go back. It might stop that, which is okay. I just wanted to make sure that you knew, how to get that going. Another thing that you can do is you can actually imprint something. So let's just say you have some water. And so what you want to do is you want to erase the frequency of the water before you imprint it with anything. Okay. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to click up here where it says erase. And then you're going to hold whatever the item is. And you can do this on your phone too. You can just set something on. So I've had people uh, put things on it that they're going to like hold in their pocket or put on them, maybe like a piece of jewelry. For instance, I could do this with this jewelry. Maybe I want to imprint something into it, but you want to first clear it of any other frequencies because a lot of things pick up other frequencies. Water is super susceptible to frequencies. I don't know if you know this, but water is super susceptible. And they've done all kinds of tests. Like there's been scientists that have done tests where they have like spoken different words to different water that they've used to water plants. And the words that were loving and kind to this water, they poured it on the plants and those plants are flourishing. They had other plants that they talked negatively to the water. Then they went and watered other plants. Those were like whistling up and drying out and dying. And then they had other ones that they didn't say anything to, and they were watering those plants and they did okay. Those were the control group where they didn't do anything different to the water. It was just plain water. And so you can definitely tell that there was a huge difference in the way that the water was picking up the frequencies of what was being said to it. So that's why we go ahead and erase or whatever frequencies are currently in it. So I'm going to put my water bottle up to my screen. Sorry, it's kind of in your face. It's right next to my camera, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the start, and it's going to go ahead and erase the frequencies of what's in my water right now. The next thing that you'll do is you can go into your custom playlist. So there's the one that I just created. And then you'll notice down here, it says 20-second imprint. And, it's funny that it says 20-second imprint because it's longer than 20 seconds. It's whatever time is necessary to get through your entire playlist. Okay. So we're going to start up at abundance, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put my water bottle up to the screen again. You just want to wait until this finishes. So you'll notice that it's pink right now and it's in process. And so you can kind of see up here that it's running through. I'm not going to run through the whole thing right now with you on here because it will take a while. It has to go through this entire playlist. It's only on the second one right now. But you will see that it works its way down. There's yeah, some of these are quite long. So it takes a lot longer than 20 seconds because some of them are 30, some are even 2 minutes long. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stop this for now. I'll do that on my own another time, but I wanted to make sure that you knew that as well. Now, there's all different things that you can do in the SEFI section as well. We're not going to dive into any of that today, but I wanted to make sure that you knew how to at least create a custom playlist, and so that you can do just a continuous broadcast, and it can just be broadcasting to you whatever it is that you put into your custom playlist. And again, I always recommend doing the scans for each of those ones that allow you to do a scan, for you to at least, because that's picking up on your energy and frequency and knowing exactly what you need in that moment. So those are the things that you're definitely going to want to include in your playlist. But then there's all of those other things that you want or need in your life. So if you're unwell, you want to pick ones that are going to give you frequency to feel well. Or if you want more energy, if you want better sleep, or if you want more success or love or creativity, whatever it is, you can add in all of those things too. But just note that each playlist only allows you to add 15 things. So as you're making your list, make sure that each list, I like to be a little bit more specific. Like this one's a tiny bit all over the place, not super crazy, but sometimes they are a little bit all over the place depending on what comes up in your scans. But I also do like to try to put things a little bit more specific. So if I'm really specifically working on my business, my success, my creativity, my focus, anything that's kind of like maybe business related, I'll add those to a playlist so that they're very, very specific to that. But then maybe I'm doing one where I'm really, really focusing on a part of my health, a very specific piece of my health. I'll go in and pick as many as I can and create a custom playlist specifically all about my health. And of course, they overlap a bit, as you know, like when you're doing your business, you need a little bit more energy, or maybe it's that you're working through some relationship things. And so maybe you want some more patience, or maybe you want some love, or whatever. Pick the things that work for you in the time. But again, I highly recommend always doing a scan to see what is needed, because our energies and our frequencies are changing on a very regular basis, especially the more we work on it, the more we're doing the mind sync and the self-talk. Those things are going to be helping you along with these things as well. So the SEFI just adds on to it. So I hope that was helpful. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and I wish you the very best. Bye.